All right. There has been this feeling. All right, let's. There has been this feeling inside of me for quite some time. A mixture of every emotion and thought that I've ever had. I don't want to say that it's joy or rage or love or anything like that, but it's dense and it wants to come out. I'm 1000% sure that it's my existence and purpose on this planet that has taken form of energy, and it's in the core of my being. Now, the real point of me making this video is to put myself in the public eye and to make sure I hold myself accountable in front of the whole world. Because honestly, I want to see what I'm made of before I just explode or give up. I really want to see if everything I've done up until this point makes sense. And I'm not just winging it or bullshitting myself. Now I know that failure is a part of the process, and so is perseverance. But I'm not trying to get a trophy just for participation, and I damn sure don't want to be okay with second place or runner-up in my life and just settling. For way too long, I have put what makes my heart beat on the back burner and made excuses for living an average lifestyle, even though I've done many extraordinary things. My mind operates on a different channel or frequency than the average person. And I'm used to getting my behind whooped for it. I have many more things in common mentally and spiritually with champions, leaders, and patriarchs than people who just settle for regular crap. And I get punished for it, but I don't care anymore. I don't care who will accept me or judge me for making the choice to be a better version of myself, that better person that I envision, that I see, that I know I am. I refuse to live in poverty. I refuse to live in depression or the lower version of myself. I refuse to bow and not be confident in the fact that I could have died and been an angry, immature, demasculated boy who's afraid of his own shadow. Or emasculated, whatever that word is. If I'm gonna have a family of my own, I'm gonna make sure that they have a great chance to thrive in this world and be better because of my decisions. Let me address two sensitive topics: parents and falling in love. My parents didn't give me the proper internal programming that was needed early on. I saw them fighting, I was abused, and my growth was stunted for a while. I was stagnant. If I didn't have God, I would be dead. And that's not me being dramatic. If you don't believe me, Google Keyshawn Forsyth, I-40, 2015. I think people underestimate what having irresponsible parents can do to a child's minds. The irrational decisions we make and not knowing how the world really works. We jump in headfirst into situations that can have lasting detrimental effects. I know I'm not all the way there because of how my relationships develop. I don't know how to read the room sometimes, and I embarrass myself, like, badly. But I'm working on it. I take accountability and have boundaries, but that came late and through blood and some very painful moments. And sometimes having emotional intelligence just isn't there. And it's because I didn't absorb it when I was younger. I didn't have faith and courage in myself. And I definitely didn't know how to set a goal and achieve it. My mama tried to beat the life out of me, and my dad did not teach me structure. Mama Dukes punished me for what my dad did to her and even called me his name while kicking me throughout life because her foot couldn't reach him. That's the truth, mama. That made me mad at my father, my dad. And it made me hate him for a long time. Not to mention, he was greedy. And he kept a genius to himself. He ain't even teach me how to play guitar, even though that is his baby. He gave me a chessboard and didn't even tell me what the roles of any of the pieces were. And then ridiculed me when I lost. And when the chess masters that I was playing dog walked me, he looked at me like I was crazy. That's the type of treatment to kill a soul and destroy a mind. But I'm still here. I had to die and come back to get a factory genetic code reset, and I'm not jiving you on that either. Now, the topic of falling in love, I'm going to keep this short and I'm going to keep it compact because we can be here all day. I tried it, and I'm honestly not for falling in love anymore. Even that statement, falling in love, that's not real or healthy unless I'm falling into the sheets with someone or spanking boots. That's the only way that metaphor actually works. I'd rather rise to my greatest self because a woman helped me to raise my frequency. I've seen how that can happen a few years ago when my summertime fling became a real thing. That real thing was the longest time I spent caring for someone, fighting with someone, and spanking boots with someone consistently. The longest relationship I can say that I've been in with a woman was about 8 years. She'd probably say 5.5, but the time that I made my decision to speak to her seriously, to the time where I decided I will never open the gates of my heart to her again. Yeah, 8 years. I went looking at rings with this woman. And ain't it funny that her ring size was also an 8? Full circle. When I asked a married couple, well, many married couples who've been together for like 40 years, my uncle and his wife, 15 years, my aunt and her husband, on both sides of the family, and a couple others, they kept it simple and serene. Communication, consideration, and coffee. The reason why I discuss my parents and my love life is simple. As a man on this planet, I have come to realize quite a few things. But here's the gist. You know, the most important parts. If I can't produce results, earn a living, have courage, and procreate, my existence will die physically. No nuclear family. I may live in the minds of people, and you know, that's a reality that I'm okay with because not everyone has kids. But not having romance in my life, yeah, that's a reality I'm not willing to agree to. I'm leaving with something. Now, instead of feeling sorry for me or saying everyone has problems, nobody wants to hear this crap. Be quiet, Keyshawn. Stop complaining. Take a moment. This is usually what people say before they disappear and never come back. They face their reality and give up because their core can't sustain the pressure, and then they just collapse. Their brain, their heart, or their soul gives out, and you need that Holy Trinity. You need it to really stay in sync and to live. I've seen it spiritually, and I've looked into the eye of what we call God. I'd bet my life on what I'm saying is the truth. The reason why I'm saying this or even talking about it is because I don't want to give up. I don't want to take my last breath with tears in my eyes because I died before I made fruit or bore fruit that I've seen is ripe in its due season. And the moment comes where I can taste the fruits of my labor. I ain't dying before that, bro. That will not be my story. That is the reason why I'm making this video, is to serve as evidence that you can. Even when you want to give up, but something in you just won't let you. I also want to say that I'm proud of me. That I'm happy that I came back into this body after my number was called. I'm happy that my angels keep reminding me of who I am and not who the world tries to force me to be. I'm happy that I got this much god dang swag diddles. I mean, no, really, look at me though. Come on. Like, look at your boy. Look at your boy. God surely did design me differently. And whatever genetic code frequency is dancing inside of me, whatever God parent mixed within me to make this much greatness, it worked. Thank you. I'm not going to waste it. And this is from the heart. It's a record for me to see that I was right. 6,824.